Now, Zoe, I just got back from Texas, and my mate who lives in Dallas has shared with me his recipe for the best ribs ever. Now, the recipe, it does involve some ingredients that you might think, I don't know about, but believe me, by the time you've eaten these ribs, you'll agree with me, they are delicious.
That is a big call because I know how good American ribs can be.
Oh, and these are short ribs. You can use pork ribs if you want, but these are beef short ribs, and go down to your butcher and they'll cut this off the bone. The short ribs come from here, and I've got him to cut them quite short. You can get them a bit longer, but they're long, short ribs, and these are short ribs. It's funny. Now, what I'm going to get you to do is a big pile of garlic here. I just want you to crush it, and there's an onion there as well, if you can finely dice that as well. And what I'll do is I'll just reach across you there, Zoe, because what I'm going to do to start with is I'm going to put plenty of salt on the ribs, because salt loves meat, meat loves salt, so that's what's going to bring out the flavour.
Now, I know that with ribs, it is all about the fat. Yes, so do you think, is there any way to make this healthier? Could you cut the fat off?
Why? Why would you want to make it any less flavoursome than it is now? I mean, why don't you just go and have some, what's that T word? Tofu or something? Or, yeah, why would you do that? You might as well just hook into it and go full hog. That's what I reckon.
All right, okay.
Now, I've got my pan nice and hot here, and I'll put a little bit of oil in there just to help transfer the heat. But you can see it's already started sizzling. There's enough fat in those ribs to get it all sizzling.
You're just rubbing it in now, do you see it?
Well, rubbing in is very good. I could have actually got to these spices and rubbed them in at the start, but I'm just going to get it all going in the beginning. And this is sort of the dish. It's going to cook for a couple of hours.
Okay, great.
So, by just adding the spices and all the ingredients as we go, I reckon it's a good way. Cayenne pepper, a good sprinkle of this. Optional. If you don't like it very hot, don't put any in. I've got some ground cumin here, just to give it a nice little spice. There we go, sprinkle of that around there. I can already smell this is going to be great. I've got some smoked paprika as well. I'll put about a tablespoon of that in there as well. So there we go. But you just keep turning that around and making sure that, that all those spices brown off nicely with the meat. Look at that.
Ooh,
browning
wow,
off really quickly.
That chilli is definitely taking, I can really smell that.
It's strong. I mean, if you're starting off with lots of flavour like this, you can already tell that this is going to have a lot of punch to it, can't you? And what I've got is some coriander, or as they call it over there, cilantro, and some parsley. And I'll just finely chop this. You can put some of this in at the end, but I like to put a bit in the start as well, just to get all the flavour happening there. Look at that. Oh.
So there really is a lot of flavour going into this. I mean, there's lots of different spices, there's lots of the onion, the garlic.
I want everything to get in there. I want all the flavour to sort of get all the way through it. And what I'm going to do is grab a little bit more of that oil just to help it fry a little bit more. So, because we're going to put the onions and stuff in there.
That's not a little bit, that's a lot.
Lashings of oil, there we go. And in goes the onion and the garlic. And all I do is just turn that around like that. You can see it's browning beautifully. And those spices are going to get into everything. And what I'll do now is I'll add some Worcestershire sauce, about a tablespoon of that straight in there like that.
I think my husband thinks that's the best ingredient in the whole entire world, because when he cooks, it goes in everything.
I've got another good one for you. And I've got some tomato sauce, or tomato ketchup they call it.
Yeah.
About half a cup of that.
And I think that's his second favourite.
Second favourite is, yeah. And just to make it even more saucy, I've got some chicken stock. You can see there's so much heat in there, it's coming to the boil already. Now this is the best part. The sweetness of the sticky ribs comes from sugar. And I've used brown sugar, I've used wholemeal sugar here.
Oh, right.
This is wholemeal sticky sugar, and I'll put a nice sort of cup in there.
It wouldn't be an American recipe without sugar, salt, fat, oil. It just wouldn't be American.
That's why I love America so much. So I've got some chopped tomatoes in there. Can you smell what that is?
Oh, what is that? It's lime.
No, it's actually, it's a black drink that you might put over ice with a slice of lemon, sometimes called cola, and I put a nice amount of that in there. Coca-Cola in there, delicious.
Now I really do know this is an American recipe when Coca-Cola is used as an ingredient rather than just something that rots your teeth.
I know, when I first saw it in there, I thought, oh no, here we go, they're just getting silly on me. But it actually becomes quite a sticky, beautiful sort of dish. And all I do is stir that around. You can see there's plenty of sauce in here. And because this is going to cook for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, it's going to simmer away. All these flavours will reduce down, the liquid will reduce down, and that sweet stickiness around the ribs will be delicious. Just stir that around like that. Now, if you can pass me some pepper, because that's the one thing I forgot to put in there. And there we go, stir that around. And I will have one little taste. My God, that is sweet. It's spicy. I can taste the beef in there already. I reckon this is going to be a great one. Not the healthiest dish, but this is sometimes food, Zoe. All we need to do is pop the lid on like that.
This is serious sometimes food. Tasty, no doubt, I'm sure. I don't ever doubt your ability. but
Delicious.
sometimes.
2.5 hours. We'll check it in. We'll check it in about 2. Make sure it's nice and tender. Let it simmer away. It'll reduce down. Nice thick gooey sauce. I can't wait for this one.
Wow.
Have a look at that.
It looks pretty impressive, I've got to add.
Does it look sweet and sticky?
Yeah, it does look very sweet. It's all that Coca-Cola.
Oh,
sugar.
it's sugar, all the good stuff. There we go. Now these Idaho potatoes, very simple. Grab your favourite potato, washed, wrap them in foil, pop them in. They take, depending on how big they are, half an hour, 40 minutes or so to bake.
That's what my dad always used to do with oil and salt and pepper. Best way to eat jacket potatoes.
Look at that. And all I do is just open it up like that. You can see it steaming away nicely. This is the best part, Zoe. Look at that, nice, sweet and sticky. Oh, look at that. I'm just going to get the rib like this and just pop it straight on there. Look at that sauce, thick, chunky, tasty. You can see all that delicious oil that's picked up all the flavour as well. There we go.
All right, now, big test.
There we go.
Look at it, it's just coming straight off the bone.
Straight off the bone, that's what you want, just like that. I just got straight in there first. I didn't even
right.
wait for you, Zoe, did I? There we go. Nice bit of sauce there.
It's a definite kind of wintry meal, I've got to say. It is very sweet. I would admit the Coca-Cola, just because I hate Coca-Cola, so don't drink it. But tasty, definitely tasty.
I reckon this is a winner. I reckon my mate in Dallas, Texas would be very proud of me right now.